Welcome back for another video. In this one we're just going to have a brief chat about the Mickeys I purchased. I've just recently got rid of them, going back to Toyo Open Country mud terrains, and we'll discuss the reasons for that. Bit of a brief video. I was going to make it longer, but I'm a bit flat out at the moment and I've got to head out bush. Just going to be a bit of a brief chat about what I've done with my tyres. So as you know, I purchased a set of Mickey Thompson only, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I think it was around Christmas time, for the Land Cruiser. And as you probably know, I've run them across two Hiluxes, so this is my third set. I ended up, within 2,000 Ks, putting a stick through the sidewall of this tyre. So there's a plug repair just here. And putting a screw through the other rear tyre. So I had two rears buggered around the same time. I plugged them and it got me out of trouble and whatnot. I'd be lying if I said it didn't leave a bad taste in my mouth. Look, no tyres are invincible, it happens. But, you know, they're not cheap, and within 2,000 Ks, when something like that happens, you kind of question it. Like I said, like a screw's probably going to go through any tyre. So that was unlucky, but the sidewall, you know, I guess that was probably unlucky as well, and these things do happen. You know, I've used cheaper, weaker 2-ply sidewall all-terrains and they just don't last. You end up doing a lot of sidewalls, like we're talking about proper rough country. So in the end, I looked around town. I was going to buy two brand new rears. There was none in town that I could find. I had to wait about a week. There was cheaper tyres I could buy, but I didn't want to do that. I've done that before and it doesn't really work out well. So I ended up going to Tyre Power, and they usually stock Toyos, and luckily enough they had a set of 4 Toyo Open Country mud terrains, which is what's on the rig now. Now I've used a set of these before on my old cruiser. I did about 40,000 Ks with them before I traded the car in, so I traded that rig in with the tyres still on. They still had life in them. No dramas across 40,000 Ks. No flat tyres, no sidewalls, none of that sort of stuff. They've been around for a while and they do have a good reputation, as you might know. I know that Ronnie Dahl has done a review on them, a 40,000 kilometre review. A few years ago he used them, he ran a set. He said he liked them. There's a few pros and cons. He actually staked 2 of these tyres. He said one was clearing a track, so out in the middle of the scrub, stumps, sticks, burnt country, it's going to happen. He staked one there, and also on a firewood run. He said someone in front of him, I think some of the wood fell off their ute and he ran over it and it went like straight through his tyre. So again, that's probably going to happen to any tyre. So the reason I say that is because, you know, they're not invincible. I didn't buy these tyres, these Toyos, thinking that, well, I'm never going to get a flat tyre and I hate the Mickeys. That's not the case. I've had a good run with them. As I said, they do have a good reputation, they really do, but anything can happen. So the Mickeys, like, I don't hate them. Like I said, it's my third set. I was having a good run with them on my Hilux. So I've had 4 flats. I've basically ruined 4 of these tyres now. So I've done 2 sidewalls from sticks, the one with the screw through the tread, and also a blade off a pair of scissors went through the tread on one on my Hilux. So the blade through the tread, I didn't even bat an eyelid at. Like, that's going to go through any tyre. That's just pure unlucky. And the first stick I got through the sidewall on one of them on my Hilux, I thought, oh yeah, stuff happens. But then once I did the screw and the sidewall all within the same week, I thought, bugger it, I don't want to wait for new Mickeys. I need to do something now. I'm just going to buy a brand new set of Toyos and get on with it. I told the tyre shop I wanted to keep the 4 Mickeys because I was going to do it in this video, but I'm running out of time a little bit. Been a bit hectic out bush, and I've got to head out bush Savo actually. So this one's buggered. It's got this is the one with the sidewall damage. The plan is I want to cut that in half, just for fun. Make a video out of it and let's look inside of it, show you guys how it's made and whatever. So, and the two fronts that were on the Land Cruiser, they're still like new, nothing wrong with them. So I'm gonna sell them, hopefully get good coin for them. And the other tire with the plug in the tread from the screw, I'm gonna keep that carcass as a spare. So we'll chop this one up, have a bit of fun and see what it's made of, see how thick it all is and that sort of stuff. One thing I did notice, the sidewalls on these, you know, they're a 3-ply. They're supposed to be a pretty solid tyre, I'm sure they are, but to me they just feel pretty thin. They're probably fine, they're probably how they're supposed to be. It just feels a little thin to me. So back when I ran the Yokohama mud terrains, they're a good tyre, they get a lot of praise. I did like them. I did have one flat, a sidewall actually let go out bush, just pretty much blew out. So I changed the tyre and I sort of cut down the sidewall with my knife, and the sidewall was so thin. So I don't know if there was like a manufacturing defect or what the go was there. But other than that, I did like them. That was the only flat, which was a pretty major one, I suppose. So we'll see how these Toyos go. Now, how much did they cost? So I ended up paying $19.96 for the 4. Now obviously there was no tyre disposal because I kept the 4 Mickey Thompsons. So these were $499 each, the Toyos, which is a real good price. The fella did tell me that these Toyos are about $580 now, but that's the price he does them for, $499. So it's bloody good, it's a bloody good price, and I was actually lucky to get them because he said they're very hard to come across now. I don't know why. I don't know if there's just problems with getting a hold of them at the moment, and that's not normal, I'm not too sure. But, you know, if these tyres serve me well like I think they're going to from past experience, I'll probably keep running them for a while, you know, until I try something else, because I do like trying different things just for fun and just to see what's out. I like doing that with a lot of different stuff, and also it's good for you guys for YouTube or whatever. You try a lot of different stuff. It's you get to learn what's good, what isn't, and what works and what doesn't. And it gives you guys a look into a lot of different brands and types of tyres and whatever else, you know. I guess the only downside, when I went from the standard tyres to these Mickeys, obviously I went from I think the standards are about 30.5 inches up to 33 pretty much. So fuel consumption increased straight away. It's obviously a heavier tyre and a more aggressive tread pattern. So I was burning about 13.1, and then I put the Mickeys on and it went to 14.5 in the end. And then the Toyos have been on for not long, but it's gone to 14.6. So I'm hoping it doesn't go too much higher. Obviously these Toyos are renowned for being very heavy. They've got thick sidewalls and whatnot, thick carcass, and also a much more aggressive tread pattern than the Mickeys. So you're gonna, that's a downside, but I guess that there's trade-offs with everything, and you know, that's the trade-off. Thanks for watching, and if you like, leave a comment, tell me what tyres you run and if you like them, and which tyres you've had bad experiences with. So one last thing before I go, I actually had a few blokes message me on Instagram about these Mickey Thompson Baja Boss all-terrains. It's pretty interesting. A couple of fellas that have ran them on their cruisers, they actually sent me photos and everything of complete tyres that have blown out, delaminated tread, all sorts of stuff, just sort of out of nowhere, out of the blue. One bloke in particular had a pretty bad experience, and Mickey Thompson ended up giving him a full refund, he reckons. So it's interesting. There's a lot going on with these tyres, I've had just as many people tell me that they're the best tyre ever and they've had no dramas and they never get flats, and you know, you're gonna hear it all. That's how it is with everything. But that's pretty unique, I reckon, to have dramas like that. It's catastrophic failures like that. That's not very good. And one bloke, sort of from up around the Cape York area, so harsh country up there, always hot and just, you know, harsh ground to be driving on. He's ran Mickeys before and they've let go, so he's running Nitto, which he said he loves them, and I know that they're a good tyre. That's another one that Ronnie Dahl likes. They're a quality tyre. I'm pretty sure they're like a sister brand to Toyo. They're all pretty good tyres. And he reckons his mate, who lives up there full time, was running Mickeys and has never had a good run with them. So he's gone back to Toyo Open Country mud terrains like I have, and reckons he loves them, and they handle the heat, handle the weight and the harsh country really well. So I've noticed some blokes running the Mickey Thompson mud terrains, which a fella did tell me that he had a real bad run with these all-terrains, but switched to the Mickey Thompson mud terrains and reckons they're the best thing ever. So look, you're going to get that across everything. A lot of people telling me to run BFG, which is a brand I haven't tried, which I do want to. You know, telling me they're the best tyre, and then a bunch of people chimed in and said, yeah, they're good, but they're the worst, most dangerous tyre in the wet. So, you know, I guess you're going to get that. But anyway, I guess that'll do it for today, and I hope you guys had a good weekend, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.